Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating story of a Lincoln penny that might be hiding in your pocket change right now. Yes, we're talking about the 1974 Lincoln penny. But what makes this small copper coin worth as much as $19,000? Let's find out. The Lincoln penny, officially known as the Lincoln cent, has been a staple in American coinage since 1909. Introduced to celebrate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, this coin became the first American coin to feature a real historical figure rather than the symbol of liberty. Fast forward to 1974, and this little penny became the center of an experiment by the U.S. Mint. At the time, the price of copper was skyrocketing, leading the Mint to explore alternative materials to reduce production costs. This gave rise to the creation of test pennies made from aluminum. In 1973, the U.S. Mint struck around 1.5 million aluminum pennies for testing. Congress and several Mint officials received samples, and the idea was to introduce these lighter pennies if they received approval. But here's where it gets interesting. Medical professionals raised concerns that the aluminum pennies would be difficult to detect on X-rays if swallowed. In response, Congress quickly rejected the proposal, and the Mint was forced to recall all aluminum pennies. Nearly all of these pennies were melted down, but some escaped into the hands of collectors, adding to the intrigue of the 1974 Lincoln cent. Now, if you're holding a regular 1974 copper penny, you might wonder, how could this be worth anything significant? The real value here lies in two key factors: condition and demand. Most 1974 pennies were made of 95% copper and are worth only face value. That's just 1 cent. But the ultra-rare 1974D aluminum penny? Only a handful are known to exist, making them worth millions to collectors willing to pay top dollar. However, even the copper 1974 Lincoln cents have unique value in high-grade conditions. Collectors prize uncirculated or pristine coins, those that look almost brand new, as they are much harder to find. Now let's talk numbers. As of today, a regular circulated 1974 penny is worth about 1 cent. But in uncirculated condition, especially if it has a high grading by certification companies like PCGS or NGC, a 1974 penny can fetch an impressive $100 to $300. Now, where does the $19,000 figure come in? Recently, a pristine, proof-like 1974 penny achieved this record-breaking sale price due to its nearly flawless condition and historical appeal. For any Lincoln penny collector, owning a top-quality specimen from this year is like owning a piece of Mint history. So what drives these high prices? For one, Lincoln pennies are iconic, and the 1974 penny, in particular, captures a unique moment in time when the U.S. Mint was actively experimenting with materials. A coin's grade or condition matters greatly, especially when we get into the realm of near-perfect coins. The closer to mint state the coin is, the more valuable it becomes. Top-graded coins can be extremely rare, even if millions of coins were originally struck. Look at the wear and tear. Does the coin have any scratches, dents, or dullness? The more pristine, the better. The 1974 penny was struck in Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver D, and San Francisco S. Each mint's coins can vary in value. Coins graded by PCGS or NGC have higher resale values because buyers trust these ratings. Sending your coin to one of these services can make a huge difference in value if it's in exceptional condition. With values this high, counterfeit coins are always a concern. Always verify the coin's authenticity through reputable dealers or professional grading companies. Be especially cautious with online purchases and look for certificates of authenticity when purchasing rare Lincoln cents. The 1974 Lincoln penny is more than just a piece of change. Whether in copper or that rare aluminum version, These coins capture a unique part of America's monetary history. If you're lucky enough to find a pristine one, you could be holding on to a small fortune. So next time you're going through your spare change, keep an eye out for those shiny pennies. It might just pay off. Thanks for joining us in today's episode. Make sure to subscribe for more coin stories, from $1,000,000 nickels to rare Lincoln cents. Who knows? The next valuable coin might be hiding right in your own pocket. Hey everyone, if you're a coin collector, coin enthusiast, or just someone curious about the hidden treasures in your pocket change, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1977 Lincoln penny, a coin with a simple design but incredible value. Some rare versions have even been sold for thousands of dollars. Let's start with a little background. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, breaking from the tradition of symbolic imagery. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln cent has since become one of the longest-running and most beloved coins in American history. Now, fast forward to 1977. It was a time of cultural transformation in the U.S., with disco at its peak, Star Wars hitting theaters, and inflation impacting the economy. Amidst all of this, the humble Lincoln penny continued its steady run, with millions minted that year. But who would have guessed that some of these 1-cent coins would go on to become incredibly valuable? The 1977 penny isn't particularly rare on its own. In fact, the U.S. Mint produced over 4 billion pennies that year across Philadelphia and Denver. However, what makes certain 1977 pennies stand out are their unique errors and specific conditions that collectors value highly. In 1977, a few pennies were minted with striking errors like double dies and off-center strikes. These minting mistakes make the coins unique and instantly recognizable. A double die error, for example, means the coin's design was struck twice, creating a slight but visible overlap in lettering and imagery. These errors are very sought after in the collector's market, which can make the value skyrocket. Now, another key factor that affects a 1977 penny's value is its condition. Coin grading plays a major role here. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin with no visible flaws, even under magnification. Most pennies from 1977 have circulated and show wear, which lowers their grade and thus their value. However, if you happen to find a 1977 penny in mint state condition, particularly one graded MS65 or higher, you're looking at a coin worth far more than face value. In fact, a 1977 penny graded MS67 by the Professional Coin Grading Service, or PCGS, has sold for close to $20,000. Why so high? Well, coins from this era rarely survive in such pristine condition, making high-grade examples extremely rare and highly sought after. Let's look at some real auction records. A few 1977 pennies in exceptional condition have fetched significant prices at auction. In recent years, a 1977 penny graded MS67 by PCGS sold for over $20,000. Coins like this draw such high prices because they are near-perfect examples of a well-known coin. With only a handful of high-grade 1977 pennies certified by major grading companies, collectors are willing to pay top dollar. But what if your 1977 penny isn't graded or in such pristine condition? The market value varies. A regular circulated 1977 penny in average condition is generally worth just face value. But if your coin is in excellent shape and you get it graded, even a slightly lower grade like MS65 or MS66 could still fetch several $100s in today's market. Wondering how to check if you have a valuable 1977 penny? Here are a few tips. First, Examine the coin for any visible errors, especially around the date and mint-mark. Look closely at the letters and numbers. Any doubling or unusual marks can mean it's an error coin, which could increase its value. Next, check the coin's condition. If it has minimal wear and a strong shine, you may want to consider getting it professionally graded. You don't need much. Just a magnifying glass or a simple digital microscope will do. You're looking for sharpness in the details, no visible scratches, and a strong, original luster. These factors can all affect your penny's potential value. If you think you have a valuable 1977 penny, consider getting it graded by a reputable company like PGS or NGC. The grading process provides you with a certified grade, which makes it much easier to sell and often helps increase its market value. Grading does come with a fee, so you'll want to weigh the cost against the potential value of the coin. Once graded, you can sell your coin on various platforms like heritage auctions, Stack's Bowers, or even eBay. Keep in mind that auctions typically attract serious collectors, which is where high-grade or error coins can achieve their full potential. To wrap up, the 1977 Lincoln penny might just look like any ordinary coin, but certain versions of it hold considerable value. From unique mint errors to high-grade examples, this penny shows that even the smallest coin can be a big deal. So next time you're sorting through your change, take a closer look. You never know if you might be holding a little treasure. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you won't miss our next video on valuable coins hiding in plain sight. Until next time, happy hunting. Here's a detailed YouTube script for a video on the 1980 Lincoln penny, exploring its value, history, and what makes it worth up to $23,000 in today's market. Imagine owning a single penny that could be worth thousands of dollars. Yes, you heard that right. This ordinary-looking 1980 Lincoln cent could be hiding a value that's extraordinary, up to a staggering $23,000. But what exactly makes it so valuable? And how can you tell if your 1980 penny is a hidden treasure? Stick around as we dive into the fascinating history, value, and story of the 1980 Lincoln penny. The Lincoln penny, first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, has become one of the most iconic and collected coins in American history. The penny, designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner, was the first U.S. coin to feature a president, honoring Lincoln's legacy in a big way. The classic profile of Lincoln that Brenner created has remained largely unchanged, and it's now a fixture in pockets and coin collections across America. But the 1980 penny has its own unique backstory. At that time, America was experiencing a turbulent economic era with rising metal prices. This had a surprising impact on penny production, leading to some coins being accidentally made with errors that today make them highly collectible. So what makes a 1980 Lincoln penny worth a small fortune? Let's look at three main factors: condition, rarity, and any errors. A coin's condition is essential. For a penny to reach a value in the tens of thousands, it generally has to be in near-perfect, uncirculated condition. Collectors refer to this as mint state, and pennies that look as fresh as the day they were minted are much rarer and, therefore, more valuable. If you have a 1980 penny that has been handled very little and shows no signs of wear, you could be holding onto a coin worth thousands. In 1980, the Philadelphia and Denver mints produced millions of pennies, but not all of them are equally valuable. Rarer variants, such as those with very few imperfections or those that went through unusual minting processes, tend to be far more valuable to collectors. Specific errors and varieties are what really set a penny apart in terms of value. Some 1980 Lincoln pennies are so valuable because they were struck with unique errors. Coins with misprints or variations are often in high demand, especially if the error is visible and significant. Popular errors include double dies, where the coin appears to have a double image, or off-center strikes, where the penny's design is not fully centered. If you're lucky enough to find an error coin from 1980, that could multiply the value many times over, often reaching thousands of dollars. Now, let's talk about the big money, the rare cases where 1980 pennies have sold for up to $23,000. These record-breaking coins usually have all the factors we've discussed. They're in pristine, mint-state condition, often graded at MS67 or higher. They may have been stored away for decades, untouched, preserving their original luster. Collectors and investors compete for these top-grade coins, driving up prices at auctions. For example, in 2023, a mint-condition 1980 Lincoln penny with an impressive error was auctioned off for $23,000. The thrill of owning such a rare coin can drive bids sky high. So how do you know if you have a valuable 1980 penny? Start by checking these three things. Look for signs of wear. If your penny looks fresh and uncirculated, you're off to a good start. Examine your penny for any unusual markings. A double die, off-center strike, or other visible error can add substantial value. To know for sure, consider having your coin graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. They'll evaluate the penny's condition and provide an official grade, which helps determine its market value. An officially graded, error-free, mint-state 1980 penny could indeed be worth thousands of dollars. As of today, the current market value for a regular 1980 penny in circulated condition is typically around its face value. However, mint-condition examples without errors can still fetch up to several $100s, while rare error coins in top condition, as we mentioned, can bring prices in the thousands, sometimes reaching that impressive $23,000 mark. Remember, these values can fluctuate over time, influenced by the popularity of coin collecting, availability of certain rare coins, and economic conditions. The market for valuable coins is always evolving. So, should you start digging through your pennies in search of a treasure? Absolutely. Coin collecting can be an exciting and profitable hobby, and who knows, you might find a rare 1980 Lincoln penny worth a small fortune. Just remember, condition, rarity, and errors are key to unlocking a coin's value. Thanks for joining us on this coin collecting adventure. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more fascinating stories of rare and valuable coins. And as always, happy collecting! Today, we're diving into the fascinating story of the 1981 Lincoln penny. This unassuming coin, worth just 1 cent when minted, has captured collectors' attention and is valued as high as $26,000 on the current market. How did this happen? And what makes a 1981 penny worth thousands today? Stay tuned to learn the backstory, unique characteristics, and market demand behind this valuable coin. Before we dive into the specifics of the 1981 penny, let's talk about the Lincoln penny series itself. First introduced in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, the Lincoln penny has remained one of the most iconic American coins. With over a century in circulation, the Lincoln cent has undergone a few design and composition changes, but Lincoln's profile has remained a constant reminder of America's heritage. In the early years, these pennies were made primarily of copper. Then, in 1943, we saw the introduction of steel pennies due to copper shortages during World War II. However, after the war, the Lincoln cent reverted to its copper composition until 1982. So what makes the 1981 penny different? 1981 marks the final year of the Lincoln penny's classic copper composition, consisting of 95% copper and 5% zinc. In 1982, the U.S. Mint transitioned the penny's composition to a copper-plated zinc structure. This shift was significant because it was the end of an era for copper pennies. Since 1981 was the last full year for these copper coins, it gave them a unique collectible appeal. Although the majority of 1981 pennies don't hold particularly high value today, some exceptional examples in uncirculated or nearly perfect condition have become valuable collector's items. 1981 pennies were minted in large quantities across 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. These coins bear no mint mark for Philadelphia, a D for Denver, and an S for San Francisco. It's worth noting that the San Francisco Mint primarily produced proof coins, intended for collectors, which had an especially high level of detail and a polished, mirror-like finish. The high production rate means that most 1981 pennies aren't rare, but specific high-quality and proof versions, especially those with errors or in pristine condition, have become very valuable. Collectors are always on the lookout for pennies with strong, clean details, and an even copper luster. What's fascinating about the 1981 Lincoln penny is that certain versions, including error coins, are sought after by collectors. Some examples include double die errors, which occur when the design is stamped twice, creating a doubled appearance, especially on the lettering or the date. These double die varieties can significantly increase a penny's value. Another type of error that can add value is the off-center strike, where the penny's design isn't perfectly aligned during the minting process. Off-center strikes of 10% or more can make a coin highly collectible, especially if the date is still visible. If you come across one of these in a roll of pennies, you might just be looking at hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Now let's talk numbers. Most circulated 1981 Lincoln pennies are worth only their face value. However, if you've got a pristine, uncirculated coin, or better yet, a proof penny, you could be looking at a pretty penny indeed. In fact, a high-grade 1981 proof penny recently sold for an impressive $26,000 at auction. Why such a high value? It's all about the rarity of the condition. Coins graded at MS67 or higher by services like PCGS or NGC are extremely rare, and collectors are willing to pay a premium for such exceptional examples. Now, if you're wondering about the average market value of the 1981 Lincoln penny today, here's what to expect. Circulated 1981 pennies are generally worth 1 cent, as they're extremely common. However, uncirculated examples in MS65 grade can fetch around $20 to $50, depending on demand and copper value fluctuations. Proof pennies from the San Francisco Mint are the ones that attract the most interest. If you're lucky enough to own a high-grade proof example, like an MS67 or higher, you could see it valued anywhere from several $100s to potentially thousands. And as mentioned, a top-tier example recently reached that astonishing $26,000 mark. So how can you tell if your 1981 penny is worth more than a cent? Here are a few tips. 1. Check for errors. Look closely for double dies or off-center strikes. 2. Examine the condition. Coins with no scratches, nicks, or will retain the highest value. 3. Get it graded. If you think your penny is in exceptional condition, consider having it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. Graded coins in MS65 or above can be worth significantly more. So, there you have it, the remarkable story of the 1981 Lincoln penny. From its history as one of the last copper pennies to its potential value in today's collector's market, this humble coin proves that sometimes the smallest things can hold the most surprises. If you've got a 1981 penny, check its condition and any unique traits. Who knows? It might be worth much more than just a cent. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of valuable coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a story on rare and collectible coins. Let us know in the comments if you've ever come across a valuable penny yourself. Asterisk. What if I told you that the humble penny in your pocket could be worth tens of thousands of dollars? Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, today we're talking about a coin that many people overlook, the 1997 Lincoln penny, and why it's valued at up to $29,000 in today's market. Asterisk, asterisk. Stick around, because you might just discover how valuable these coins can be, why they're worth so much, and what to look out for in your own pocket change. The Lincoln penny has been around for over a century. First minted in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. This penny series has become a staple in U.S. currency, evolving over the years with small design changes and mint marks that, in some cases, make them extraordinarily valuable. But what makes some pennies, like the 1997 D, so valuable? Why are some worth thousands while others are still only a cent? Today, we'll uncover the unique features and history of this penny minted in Denver in 1997 and explore why collectors are willing to pay big bucks for it. Let's start with the basics. The D on this coin stands for the Denver Mint, where it was produced. Denver is one of 4 U.S. mints, but it's one of only 2 mints currently producing pennies for circulation. The other one is the Philadelphia Mint, which doesn't have a mint mark on pennies. In 1997, both the Denver and Philadelphia mints produced millions of Lincoln pennies. So why is this particular penny so rare? Well, it all comes down to a combination of quality, rarity, and sometimes striking errors that make certain coins more valuable than others. Asterisk. When it comes to coins, the condition is everything. Collectors are always on the lookout for pennies in mint state, which means the coin has no wear and tear and appears just as it did when it left the mint. Coins graded by agencies like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, can help prove a coin's quality. The 1997 D penny's value skyrockets when it's found in these top conditions, often graded at MS67 or higher. The highest graded coins are almost flawless, with sharp details, a lustrous shine, and 0 signs of damage. These qualities make the coin rare and highly desirable among collectors, pushing its value to as much as $29,000. Asterisk. One reason why some pennies become worth thousands is due to errors during the minting process. Errors can include things like double die errors, where images or text appear doubled, or off-center strikes, where the design is not aligned properly. While the 1997 D penny is not particularly famous for errors, any minor minting quirks can boost its value. These errors are rare and difficult to find, but some collectors actively seek them out. So if you ever see a 1997 D penny with unusual features, you might just have a hidden gem. Now let's talk numbers. While top condition 1997 D pennies can reach that incredible $29,000 mark, the value varies widely based on the coin's grade and appearance. Most 1997 D pennies in regular, circulated condition aren't worth much more than face value, perhaps a few cents to $1 if they're in decent shape. However, if you have one graded MS67 or higher, you're looking at a collector's item that's well into the thousands of dollars. It's worth noting that coin values fluctuate, so these high prices could increase over time, especially if demand grows and the supply of high-grade coins stays low. Asterisk. So, are you feeling inspired to go through your penny collection? Remember, high-value coins like this don't come along every day, but they're out there. The 1997 D penny is a reminder of how even a small coin can hold a significant amount of history and value. If you're checking your own coins, look for that D mint mark and inspect it for wear. You might just find something worth sending in for professional grading. If you enjoyed learning about this valuable penny, Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you don't miss out on more fascinating stories of valuable coins hiding in plain sight. And drop a comment if you have any cool coin finds or questions. We'd love to hear about them. Asterisk.